Hey guys, welcome back. As you can see, I have fallified. That's a word. Just made it up right now. Fallified in my background. So today I'm gonna be showing you guys everything on my fall TBR. If you know me, that is kind of shocking. As I've mentioned before, I am definitely a mood reader, so I tend not to make TBRs, but I am also a seasonal reader, and I like to reach for books that like match the vibe around me. So today I'm gonna go through and show you all the books that are on my radar this fall. We have a big ol' stack right here, but these are the books that I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get to. Hopefully. Time will tell though. I'm definitely a fall girly. Fall is the perfect time to cozy up on the couch with a cappuccino in hand and either crack open a cozy or a dark suspenseful novel. Those are two like very seemingly different categories, but also very fitting for fall. So I've organized these books today into those two categories. I have my cozy reads and then should we be concerned for Sarah's well-being reads, aka dark thriller-esque shit. So let's get started with our cozy books, shall we? All right, I have a few romances that I plan on getting to this fall. The first one being Confess by Colleen Hoover. I don't know if this is just me, but I'm always a bit hesitant when I pick up one of Colleen's reads, especially if it's one from her backlist, because then I feel like we enter into some murky, unpredictable water. It's not like older works by certain authors can't be good, but I feel like Colleen has definitely improved and evolved as a writer, so I'm just a bit hesitant that some of her older books will disappoint me. Again, such as Confess. Also, if you don't know, Verity is like my true love in book form. That's right. So I feel like I'm always comparing my reading experience to that from Verity, which I know that's unfair because that's more of a thriller and Colleen usually sticks to romances. If any book has like even an ounce of resemblance to Verity, fly me to the fucking moon, I will devour it. In general, I think that coho books are really fitting for the fall because they tend to be more dramatic and suspenseful as far as romances go. Can we get Colleen please to write another thriller? Let's start a petition. I think everyone knows the gist of Confess. Some girl falls in love with this painter who paints people's confessions. Some drama's gonna occur that's gonna rip our hearts out, and then Colleen's gonna stitch us back together by the end of the book. I'm not gonna go over every book's synopsis, especially if it's one that's more popular or one I've talked about recently. Oh, I also want to mention quickly that It Starts With Us is coming out in October. So excited for. I will definitely be reading that this fall. I also desperately need to read Addicted for Now. I've been saying this for a while. I don't know why I haven't read this next book yet. Actually, I think I do. This is a thick bitch. I'm not in my big book phase currently. That was last month. Undoubtedly, once I start reading this, I will love it, but I'm just having trouble taking that initial jump. I need you guys to verbally harass me in the comments to read this. This next book I found at Second and Charles recently, which really surprised me because I'm pretty sure that this is a new release. 2022, yeah. Your girl got it used for $8.50. That's a steal in my book. This is Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson. In this book, we follow a true crime obsessed protagonist, which has caused her to become always a bit paranoid. So paranoid, in fact, that she has convinced herself that her new neighbor she is developing feelings for is actually a serial killer. I don't know of a more perfect combination for fall. Take a rom-com, take a thriller. Perfection. Allie Hazelwood blurbed this on the front. She said, "The true crime is not reading this novel." What? What does that even mean? Well, that's not a good sign. The fall is also the perfect time to read more from the off-campus series, since these take place on a college campus, and I don't know about you, but I get definitely fall from college. College from fall. What? Now I'm not making sense. Fall gives me No, college gives me fall vibes, you know, because school starts up again and everything. This month I read the first two books in the series. You'll have to wait till the end of the month for my complete thoughts on them. But since these are on my fall TBR, it's pretty obvious that I enjoyed them. So I have here The Score, which I believe is next, and then The Goal. I would sum up these books by describing them as a fun time. Are you gonna gain deep intellectual insights about the world? No, not really. But these definitely provide a fun 4 hours, give or take. These are like fun, cute chick flick novels. So those were my cozy reads. Moving on to my more, how did I describe, darker. The first one I have here is a relatively new release. That is Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. I know that this book is supposed to be like an And Then There Were None retelling, except instead of having strangers trapped on a secluded island getting killed off, this follows a family reunion for Nana's 80th birthday on a secluded island. But then Nana's found dead and the others start dwindling one by one. I've heard that this is an actual good retelling of And Then There Were None. What did I read recently that was supposed to be a take on Agatha Christie? This one. Reckless Girls. Yeah, definitely wasn't. I'm just shoving her back there. But this synopsis certainly sounds more similar to And Then There Were None, which I read in July and really enjoyed. Of course, I had to include at least one domestic thriller on this TBR. Y'all know I eat them up, so I picked The Collective by Allison Galen. First off, I love how the cover of this book is very ominous. It screams Halloween to me. Something about these people, it reminds me of like trick-or-treaters. You know, just some little kids dressed up as adult women, the huge. In this book, we follow a grieving mother, Camille, who is obsessed with bringing the man responsible for her daughter's death 5 years ago to justice. So one day she ends up getting involved with the secretive group of women called The Collective, and they are this cult-like group who share similar stories of loss and a strong desire for revenge. But soon Camille struggles to decide if they are truly avenging angels or monsters. So this is like a cult book. Great. You're gonna notice this pretty quickly, but a lot of the thrillers I have on my TBR I've bought through Book of the Month. I think I've only, actually no, I know I've only bought either romances or thrillers from Book of the Month. It's practically my brand at this point. I also have 2 Riley Sager books I want to read this fall. The House Across the Lake is his most recent release that everyone has been loving recently, and I'm honestly experiencing a bit of FOMO from not reading this yet, so I'm gonna fix that. And then this other book, Final Girl, sounds like a straight up horror movie, since in it we basically follow these 3 final girls, which if you don't know what a final girl is, they're basically the last survivor from a gruesome event. So after the trauma that these girls went through, they end up finding each other and connecting, but then one of them turns up dead, so then the others start to scramble to try to figure out what happened to her and make sure none of them get picked off as well. This cover actually goes very well with The Collective. Wow, cute, love that. There's a select few thriller authors I'm trying to make my way through their backlist, including Riley Sager. That actually reminds me, I need to phone up my mom and see if I can borrow the copies of Sherry Lapina's other books I haven't read that she owns. Knowing my mom, she'll just probably get me the books. I know, right? We love her. I'm trying to get her to buy a bookcase for her books because currently what she does when she finishes a book, she'll just like leave it around the house. So I'll find her books on the coffee table, on the printer, in our guest bedroom. I don't know, me and my mom differ there. I like to have my books in one spot, whereas she couldn't care less. I've not talked this much all week, so like my voice hurts. I've been grinding out schoolwork. Okay guys, you're gonna be proud of me. A couple of weeks ago, I finally finished watching You, the first season. Just took me 4 months to watch, no biggie. But now I can finally read the sequel to You, which is Hidden Bodies by Caroline Kepnes. Past Sara decided that she was gonna watch each season of You after reading the book that correlates to said season, which initially sounded like a fun concept, but turned out to be a very lengthy process due to my slow television watching. I am interested to see where the second book goes though, because we continue to follow Joe the Stalker, and during the duration of the first book, that's what we did. So I'm just like, what else is Joe going to get up to? Okay, so the last book I have here, I'm 99.9% sure I will read this fall. That is The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. This is literally a book about a book club, a vampire slaying book club. Well, okay, maybe not exactly. I believe in this book we follow a book club of Southern moms who start to suspect that their new neighbor is a vampire. That's kind of all I know. The synopsis seems long, so I don't want to read it. I'm really excited to get to this one because I've been saving it for October. I think this might be considered more of like a horror novel, which will be interesting to dive into because I've never really read horror. I've also heard good things about Grady Hendrix's other novel, My Best Friend's Exorcism. So if I like this, then I may end up picking up that book as well. We'll have to wait and see what my thoughts are on this though. What if I just like stacked them up here? Okay, so it might fall, but I think we're good. All right, so here are all the books that I plan on reading this fall and spooky season, hopefully. So I don't look back on this video and be like, Sara, you fucking liar. I'm actually fairly confident that I will read most of these books this fall, especially the older ones, because for some reason I feel like I have an obligation to read them. Let me know down in the comments which of these books you think I should prioritize, and also let me know what is on your TBR this fall. That is gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It really does help me, my channel out a lot. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.